Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Today, I wanted to talk about Father Altman, and I did talk about him recently on my EVTN video. However, there's more information on what he's been up to recently. So, on my EVTN video, I talked about how Monsignor Grinder was he was reinstated in the Diocese of La Crosse, Wisconsin, and the bishop, he said, well, he did nothing illegal, so I'm going to reinstate him. And yeah, he didn't do anything necessarily illegal, but neither did Father Altman, right? Father Altman was just mean to people. So I want to start out here by talking about Father Altman being banned from an ordination mass. Now, this is interesting. And 1 second here, let me see. Okay, so this was interesting. He appeared on the Patrick Coffin show on May 17th. So I'm not a huge fan of Patrick Coffin, okay? That's pretty obvious. But during the interview, which was taped in front of a live audience at a home in Orange County, California, Father Altman said he wanted to watch an old friend be ordained at St. Joseph the Worker Cathedral, which is the cathedral for the Diocese of La Crosse. And to avoid being a distraction, Father Altman texted the rector of the cathedral asking if he could sit in the choir loft to watch the event. The rector, according to Altman, directed the question to Bishop Callahan's office, who declined to allow Father Altman to attend. Directed at Bishop William Callahan, Father Altman said, Bill, are you listening? Bill, again, put your listening ears on, Bill. I don't need your permission to come to any Catholic Mass anywhere in the world, much less my own diocese, much less the cathedral in my own diocese where I myself was ordained. I don't need your permission, Bill. He said that until the incident, he had been undeservedly nice to Callahan. He said, I have withheld the punches until now. The gloves have now come off. Altman said he considered still attending the ordination, but feared he may have been blocked from entering and did not end up going. A decision he told the crowd he regrets. During the interview, Altman said he was recently denied access to attend a private mass at another Catholic church, but did not specify which one. Okay, so he wanted to just sit in the choir loft during an ordination, and Bishop Callahan said no. Father Altman could have been a distraction there, but if he's sitting in the choir loft just observing, then a lot of people aren't even going to know he's there. No distraction, no problem. Now, I do have a problem with how he addresses these bishops and cardinals, and so if you don't believe that they were validly consecrated a bishop or a cardinal, then you can use their first name. But if you don't, then that would make you a sedevacantist, right? So is Father Altman a sedevacantist? Because even someone like, so he calls Bishop Callahan Bill. That's disrespectful to the office. Not necessarily to the individual, but to the office, in my opinion. Same with Cardinal Gregory. Cardinal Gregory, I believe, is a valid cardinal. If you don't think he's a valid cardinal, then you're probably a sedevacantist. But it's disrespectful to the office. That's my opinion. The office of the cardinal, the office of bishop, not necessarily to the individual. You can say they're a heretic, okay. You can say they're very wrong, they're a tyrant or whatever. But I don't know. That's just me personally. Now, being that he was denied access to attend, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty pathetic on Bishop Callahan's part. Was Monsignor Grinder at this ordination mass? That's really going to be the comparison here. You let an active LMNOP priest, I don't know if he's still active or not, we'll see. Maybe the pillar has records, access to his records, or maybe Bishop Callahan said, hey, use a different app so that the pillar won't obtain access to those records, right? Because if he's so desperate for priests, it's pathetic. It's ridiculous. Father Altman's not really helping himself. He spoke at Bringing America Back to Life convention in Independence, Ohio on Friday, March 11th. And the object of his ire were bishops who have redefined and weaponized the meaning of priestly obedience. He called out Cardinal Gregory, Bishop Christopher Coyne of Vermont, and Bishop Callahan, his own bishop. Bishop Coyne, he shut down a priest for questioning the virus narrative. So certainly there. And then Cardinal Gregory, obviously, Supich would be one of the bad bishops as well. And coming up, Father Altman's certainly been a very busy person. That's busy schedule is going to continue. Of course, he hasn't been saying public masses as far as I understand, but he's going to speak at the Coalition for Canceled Priests event. It's the Coalition for Canceled Priests 1-year anniversary event, and that is in Beloit, Wisconsin. And they are hosting a full-day conference on June 23rd and June 24th. Yes, hosting a full day. Okay, so that's 2 days. All right, anyway. Jesse Romero is the keynote speaker for the opening banquet, and the full-day conference on Friday features canceled priests and prominent Catholic speakers such as Dr. Peter Kwasniewski, Father Altman, Liz Yore, Raymond D'Souza, David Gray, and Dr. Janet Smith. Now, I think this is David L. Gray, the YouTuber, from what I would guess. If you haven't checked out his channel, it's David L. Gray. He posts a lot of Catholic stuff. Dr. Kwasniewski, he's kind of like a freelancer. He writes books and different things. I don't know. Is he a professor somewhere? Maybe. Dr. Janet Smith is a professor at the Sacred Heart Seminary in Detroit. And so this is actually, for some of these people, like Jesse Romero and Dr. Janet Smith, they're kind of risking their careers almost by speaking at this event because bishops don't like it. They like to cancel priests and not be questioned, right? Like like Bishop Callahan. They like to do that. And so especially someone like Dr. Janet Smith, she's kind of stepping out there, and I don't know, good for her. I guess these priests, they need some reasons for why they were canceled. I think I listened to the interview with Father John Lovell. He was interviewed by Eric Sammons of Crisis Magazine on the Crisis Point podcast, and he was saying that he still has no explanation for why he was removed from ministry like 10 years ago. And so these priests, they can be canceled without any warning, and the canonical process is very long and expensive, as Father Lovell said. You have to pay to have a canon lawyer protest your case. And so it's not a convenient situation for any of these canceled priests, but especially Father Altman. And like as I said at the beginning of this video, Monsignor Grinder was reinstated, and Bishop Callahan said, "Oh, he didn't do anything illegal." Well, neither did Father Altman. In fact, what Father Altman did was far less offensive than what Monsignor Grinder did. I mean, Father Altman, he said something that might have offended someone. All right, that's the Catholic faith. Deal with it. Father Altman has also been on LifeSite News's Faith and Reason video series. I think do they post weekly? I don't know if they post weekly videos or not, but I included a link in the description for your reference if you're interested in listening to him. Now, for Father Altman himself, this is just kind of a recap of what he's been up to recently. He purchased a house, and he donated a decent bit of money to the Coalition for Canceled Priests. And for him, I think he would have been better off if he would have, if he would have just, when his bishop told him to stop doing whatever, he said the first video he released was, "You can't be Catholic and Democrat. Doesn't work." And I pretty much agree with that. But if his bishop told him to stop, then he would have just said, "All right," gone back to his parish and preached fiery sermons. Don't really post anything on YouTube. Then he would have just been able to move on. Maybe if it came down to it, then press the issue a little bit. But he's doing all these appearances on podcasts and everything like that. But as a priest, wouldn't it be better? I like priests speaking out, but he said what he needed to say in that first video. I think that's on the internet. That's permanent. Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, if YouTube wants to take it down, yeah, I guess, but it's pretty much permanent. And so he said what he said, and then people are going to be like, "Wow, where's this Father Altman guy?" And they would find him, and he would have been able to get more parishioners. That's my thought. But now he's kind of like speaking out like a celebrity and a celebrity priest. And uh, would you rather just be saying mass? I don't know. As a priest, that's kind of like, working with your parish is kind of a priority. Now, which priest is assigned to his parish? A less controversial one. Is Monsignor Grinder going to be transferred there eventually? Will he say the Latin Mass? I don't know. I don't really know. But anyway, that's how it is. What are your opinions on Father Altman? Let me know. I don't see him ever being reinstated, to be quite honest. If you look at, I mean, you could go to any SSPX chapel, even like FSSP Institute or Diocesan Latin Masses. A lot of priests have a lot of similar perspectives of Father Altman. They just don't get on YouTube and talk about it, and no one puts a camera in front of their face and records their sermons, because even if a priest says the same things as Father Altman is saying, like, obedience has its limits, and Catholics can't vote Democrat. Priests say that. Priests say that in different places. Maybe, I don't know, maybe your parish priest even says that. But a lot of times they don't have a camera in front of their face, and so it's not as much of an outrage. Maybe the bishop will hear something. Maybe they won't. Maybe the bishop will or won't hear something from an angry parishioner, but deal with it. And if the priest is bringing in the money, the bishops are generally less inclined to shut the priest down. Let's just say they still do. A lot of them do. It's corruption, of course. But in this case, Father Altman was raising some money very nicely, and the diocese, they didn't really like it. Father Altman doubled down on a lot of these cases, in a lot of these situations, though, publicly. If it's privately, he could tell you his private opinions. I mean, that's the best thing to do. Find a traditional priest and talk to them about different things, and they'll tell you, some of them will tell you their private opinions, and some of their opinions are pretty similar to yours, right? But and that's the big thing here, is that they don't have to be, they don't have to have these public opinions. They don't have to post everything on YouTube like John the Son of Thunder. And I mean, I'm not a priest, and so I'm not as popular as the priests that are speaking strong opinions. Like Father Mark Goring got shut down for talking about vegano. No, he got shut down for starting the St. Joseph's Battalion, and the Archdiocese of Washington got really angry about that, and so they pressured, they put a lot of pressure for him to be shut down. And but I guess the last thing I want to say, there was someone who commented on one of my recent videos that said they will be watching my videos for advice on what to do if there's like a mass apostasy in the church or something like that. And I said, you know what? You just got to find a traditional priest. Like, I'm not your spiritual director. I just talk about stuff that's going on. Find a traditional priest, and like I said, he'll tell you some of his personal opinions. If you're able to talk to your parish priest, and that's going to be your best bet. If there's a traditional priest that you can find and talk to him about some of these things that are happening and what you need to do. And a lot of times it helps a lot to tune out different things. If you get angry with what the modernists are saying, then don't pay attention. You know, because we have 2,000 years of church history. We have the last 50 years of church history have been very questionable. A lot of the books that have been published are questionable. But there's a lot of books that were published outside of the last 50 years. And so you can find those and reference those. I mean, I'm looking through prayer books, not looking through, I'm looking at prayer books online that have been uploaded online from the 1800s. There you go. That's, I mean, those are probably a little bit better than prayer books published in the 2000s or even in the 1970s. You know, so it's just a matter of what you want to do, what you can find, and just be very deliberate about what you're looking for. All right, that's all I have on this particular topic. What's your opinion? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. We are the laity, and we will not be silent.